Hello. I would like to discuss the Jem'hadar. The Jem'hadar, in my opinion, were one of the best races, the strongest races in Star Trek. One of the most deadly races in Star Trek. Okay. First of all, I want to point out some of the earlier works on it that's posted in this magazine. We wanted to make the Jem'hadar. I think we all agree the Jem'hadar were originally like the Mongols. They were some incredibly nasty, conquering subculture on a world of their own, but without any genetic engineering. They didn't grow up in 3 days and all that stuff. The founders got a hold of them and said, "We'll make you the ultimate killing machine. What do you think?" They'd be like, "Yeah, of course." I mean, even in our culture now, there are lots of people that want to be the best and are willing to do alterations to make them the best. I mean, look at all the steroid scandals. Everyone trains hard and tries to be the best even now. Okay? Well, yeah. At the very simplest level, the Jem'hadar don't sound different from any of the Star Trek other major alien races. A race of warriors like the Klingons. Everyone realized that this could be a problem. It was determined to make the Jem'hadar would have their own unique identity. The model for the Klingons is short the Viking era. Eat, drink, and be merry. Fight, for tomorrow we die. Combined with a form of samurai honor, it's all about honor and glory. That meant the Jem'hadar had to be about none of those things. Not one. The Jem'hadar have no honor. They do not care about glory. It's all about loyalty for them. For that, again, we used the model of the Roman Legionnaire. We also thought about the British soldiers in India, who were just doing a job for the Empire, or the Green Beret. That was sort of our model. We wanted to go for something Star Trek we haven't seen in Star Trek, which was consummate professional soldier. Physical version of the Jem'hadar, they had to be quite different. Lizard skin creatures we saw on screen. The original memo, what I actually envisioned, I overstepped my bounds a little bit. Were the creatures that would wearing no clothing because they would have armor plating over their entire body. It was organic armor plating that would actually absorb and reflect phaser fire because it had some intercrystalline structure. If they wanted to have a holster or something like that, they would just wield it onto their bodies. Another way the writers made the Jem'hadar different was deciding to make them addicted to a drug called the Catcher Cell White, which was controlled by the Vorta. Robert explained one of the major reasons they did this to show that the Jem'hadar were essentially violent and were only just under the founders' control. One of the things about Star Trek history, this is the one thing I found most interesting, and it's interesting. The more you got to know the people, the less scary they got. I mean, like it says here, the Klingons, the Romulans, even the Borg to a certain extent. And I mean, Janeway was pretty much crippling them all the time. She was always getting past the Borg. It's like they weren't really a threat to Janeway, so I can see why the Borg wouldn't be that scary. I mean, well, it eventually got less scary. I mean, yeah, just look at that last episode of Voyager. You just like, wow. I mean, this is like nothing like the Picard people. Typical science fiction. If you can only break them with their right. The typical science fiction thing is cats. If you break them of their addiction to the white, they won't be such a horrible people. They won't be the puppets of the Dominion anymore, and they won't do all these bad things. What we wanted to say, if you break them of the addiction, Brit, please, running a shot, Brit. Okay. If you break them of the addiction uh, to the white, then you take away what little control you have over them, and they'll do what they've always wanted to do: run around and kill everybody they can get. Not entirely sure that's just because of the genetic engineering. I think the loyalty of the founders were probably programmed in there, but I suspect they'd be difficult to reason with in any case. I think the founders picked them very carefully as a. Hey, don't eat the phone. Picked them very carefully as the perfect candidates for what they wanted to do. But now the balance. Giving the Vorta control over the white was part of the plan to give the Dominion an internal structure that would prevent anyone from overthrowing the founders. The idea that the structure was set up in such a way that the Jem'hadar were totally immune to the Vorta's charm, so if the Vorta ever tried to take over, the Jem'hadar would kill them all. And if the Jem'hadar ever got out of hand, the Vorta would cut off their supply of white, and the Jem'hadar would die. They were checks and balance against each other. I think the document we went with had been several Jem'hadar rebellions in history of the Dominion, and they had all been put down. It was pretty close to what actually made it to the screen. Okay, like this episode. To the Death is a great episode. But I want to go back to the part where he was talking about making them the perfect fighters, and how people now are like try to be the perfect warriors. We have lots of competitions about that kind of thing.
Am I really that interesting? You've been standing there staring at me for the last 2 hours.
You are part of my combat team. I must learn to understand your behavior, anticipate your actions.
There must be something you'd rather do. Maybe get some sleep?
We don't sleep.
How about getting something to eat?
The white is the only thing we need.
Don't sleep. Don't eat. What do you do for relaxation?
Relaxation would only make us weak.
Oh, you people are no fun at all. Glad I'm not a Jem'hadar woman.
There are no Jem'hadar women.
So what do you do? Lay eggs?
Jem'hadar are bred in birthing chambers. We are able to fight within 3 days of our emergence.
Lucky you. So let me get this straight. No sleep, no food, no women. No wonder you're so angry. After 30 or 40 years of that, I'd be angry too.
No Jem'hadar has ever lived 30 years.
How old are you?
I am 8.
I would have guessed at least 15.
Few Jem'hadar live that long. If we reach 20, we are considered honored elders. How old are you?
I stopped counting at 300.
You don't look it.
Thank you.
No women. I'm not surprised. Personally, I envy them. I mean, their ability to go without sleep. I'm sure I could be more productive if I didn't have to regenerate every day.
What is the point of doing battle if you cannot enjoy the fruits of your victory?
You mean sleep?
No. I mean spending long nights singing songs of your deeds.
Okay. I can't help but think about all the people that would be more productive. I mean, if we didn't have to eat or sleep. I mean, all the things you could do, all the work you could get done if you didn't have to sleep or eat. There's no worried about if you didn't have to worry about needing nourishment to eat, or if you just had the one thing. I mean, yeah, all the athletes, if you could just spend every day training, or even soldiers, every day training, hours and hours, having a police force that was always ready to go. It's just one of the reasons why the Jem'hadar are one of the cooler races on Star Trek. It does not say anything about the cloaking device, their body cloaking device, or their ability to hunt, but...
Where? Over there. That flash of light was the anti-graviton beam hitting a mine.
And disabling its replication unit.
Exactly. Didn't you see it?
I'm afraid not.
For months, you've been demanding that I take down those mines, and now that it's finally happening, you can't even see it.
Weak eyes.
Excuse me?
My people have poor eyesight. It's something we've learned to live with. Jem'hadar, on the other hand, excellent vision. I suppose they need it more than we do.
Ah, there's another one.
Excellent vision. Excellent vision, being able to hunt, probably, and track things. Also making them very scary. I can't think what else I have. It bugged me that there are not a whole lot of Jem'hadar photos. If I was going to design a Star Trek game, or if I was going to work on a Star Trek game, it would be a Klingon game. No questions. It'd be like God of War, but with Klingons. It would start with Kahless, and I would have Kahless, well, killing all the old gods and uniting the Klingon Empire. That would be my game for the first one. Or even Kahless or before Kahless, and then going to Kahless and God of War, and then probably some tactical planet thing. But anyway, I would also want to put the Jem'hadar in it, because Jem'hadar are freaky. They're scary. And I would think a planet or fighting through a Jem'hadar planet would be kind of cool, a cool game. Like Cybertron or anything, or like Transformers The Fall of Cybertron. Okay, well, I'm just taking up time now, and I'm sure you have other things to do. So, I don't know what else to say. This is the end. Jem'hadar aren't... I would kind of call them slaves. There was someone that's a YouTuber that said that Jem'hadar are they a slave race, and I guess I can kind of see it. But in the other thing, they worked really hard to be who they are. Or they... I want to say a slave race because they wanted the best, and they are the best as far as, like, yeah. They don't need to be scientists or just attack. That's like, yeah, anybody doing a job for a country. Yeah. Thank you very much.